Hello.
So since we're a little bit delayed, everyone should be ready and raring to go. Super psyched. Lots of energy to burn. Fingers ready.
On a Monday.
I know, I was saying to my husband just as I logged on, I was like, this must be what the Americans feel like Monday night football's like. It's like, Monday night, gotta get on, gotta get my sport for the week going. Except it's eSport. And we've got the Vikings locked in, which I think is a deliberate pick against Wool. No, he plays the mean Vikings, and he does like to do it on large maps, so that's probably a very good ban coming from them. And then a Genji.
A Genji?
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 Genji, yeah.
Genji?
Are you saying
popular band?
Are you saying it like that on purpose?
No, that's how I pronounce it. Don't worry.
I think it's cute.
I do a lot of mispronunciations and interpretations of my own things.
Would you say you get up to mischief?
Okay, so we've got a Joanna lock-in and a Thrall lock-in. And on the other team, a Lucio. Good for the speed boost and mobility around the big map.
I've got mixed feelings about Thrall. I think he has been a very good hero in the past. I think there are better heroes than him right now. But who knows? Xander might be learning Thrall. He can still be a solid hero. We've got a Diablo and Ming coming up. I am getting echo from someone.
I hope it's not me.
I wasn't hearing it, so I think it was me.
I wasn't hearing it either. Maybe it was the voices in your head. It's okay.
Maybe.
It's a safe place. So we have a Sylvanas, which is also a strong ban for this kind of map, for the push.
Yeah, I think she's very strong right now. Just with the ammo removal, she's one of the one heroes that can really dig into a fort with no consequences.
It's a nice wide map too.
Yeah. Going back to the Thrall, if they pick the ult, it can be quite annoying. It does counter Lucio's speed boost with is it Shockwave? The big area Earthquake, yeah. So we've got a Rhaegar and a Greymane.
Greymane always a solid pick. I think he's one of the top sustained damage right now. I think it is you echoing Mischief.
Yeah, I think you were picking up on my mic. I'll turn my sensitivity down. I did just see that.
A Hanzo and Leoric pick coming out from blue.
Good old Hanzo.
Yeah, Aussies hasn't been on for a while, but he does like the technical heroes. So I think he takes Hanzo as a bit of a challenge.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, like the scatter arrow does take some practice to really get the aim down and to get an effective use out of it, because it can be really a fiddly, especially when you're on the move. It changes the angle quite quickly, and there's a lot of terrain throughout the different maps that the collision box on it doesn't quite line up with the models on the rim.
Okay.
But I think this map is a map that is good because there is so much terrain and boundaries, so it can allow him to jump to escape, because there's lots of actual ones that he can use his D, and if you mess it up, there's so many pockets of bits that it can rebound off. So I think if you're going to do it, you don't. This is a good map, not necessarily to be excellent, but you can still get some damage out of it.
Yeah, it would be fairly good around the tributes. They're generally like a circular area, fairly good to bounce off. They're generally pretty enclosed. Um, yeah, look, it's going to be interesting because red team doesn't have any uh, designated pushes.
Well, they don't have any range
Yeah,
other
yeah,
than
no
well,
range.
Grey Mane, but
Greymane can clear pretty well. Um, they've got Ming and Hanzo. Hanzo is a beast with the scatter shot build. He can clear a wave uh, post 13-16 in one shot. But we'll see how we go.
Especially with all that melee, Hanzo is gonna and Ming's gonna be quite devastating.
well, for Team 1, we've got Clinoila on Leoric, Wool on Li Ming, Navarone on Lucio, Aureus on Hanzo, Dino on Diablo. Team 2, we've got Andromeda on Thrall, Misery on Rhaegar, Raven on Greymane, Ardra on Jojo, and Pocket Bacon on the Varian. I'm predicting Varian domination this game.
The Varian's very solid here. We've got Pocket coming straight in here. We've got the Ming Orb not quite making a connection. We've got the Hanzo Arrow coming through. Some slow coming in from Misery, but no real engage yet. Ori's taking a little bit of damage. He hops over the fence. They need their tanks in the front, and Diablo's got a real chance of getting a pick. But yep, there it is. The Raven getting picked up. Red team is kind grouped up. Thrall and Ming heading to the top. 3-4 happening in mid right now. Warriors trying to back out to bottom. Ardra chasing him down. Bit of a grudge match going on here.
Yeah, I think she's just trying to establish her position as king of the castle.
Yeah, a bit of dominance goes a long way.
There is 2 versus 1 down the bottom, so.
So what do you think about these lane matchups, Mischief?
I think it's pretty good for the moment, actually, because if Joanna's played right, it's all about just getting that soak, so she can play safe, get the soak, and the other ones can hopefully do a little bit more.
Raven's come in for an assist now, though. Horus is in danger if he doesn't see him. Surely he's got a Sonic Arrow waiting. No, he's revealed.
Flask has pretty limited range. His Copper Barrel, sorry, has quite limited range right now. But it will be increased later on. And of course he hasn't picked up the level 7 quest yet. But it is still very good harass. Blue team slightly ahead in XP here. We've got a 2v2 happening in mid and bottom, and a 1v1 at top. Andrew doing a good job of dodging Wool's Li Ming abilities. Got the level 4 talent picks coming through.
Bottom's
He's already
got
done a
that
half mana
siege
too.
camp helping with the push down bottom, which probably a little bit early because it's not going to get the best advantage for them, but at least they've used their camp to get that little bit of push, but it hasn't really given them the level advantage or the XP advantage.
It's pretty even so far, no kills. We've got Aureus picking up the Q build, Stormbow build on Hanzo. Varian going Lions more, the slow quest. You really don't see that too often, so it'll be interesting seeing how that goes. Hanzo getting copping a bit of damage there. We've got the first split shot coming through on that tribute location. We've got a great pickup from Diablo there. Misery very low. Ardra going hard into the back line. Dino is in trouble. He's about to drop. Pocket getting in that front line, and he's doing quite a good job. Red team is looking very low though, so they have to be careful here. They've only got a Rhaegar for heals, and of course he's not known for his burst healing yet, not until level 10. Both teams looking worse for wear. We've got Lucio picking up the Joe, Varian picking up the Leoric and the Lucio. Andro, very dangerous position here. We've got Wool picking her off. Misery going for Aureus. But the Li Ming saves him, and he's on 45 health.
It is a bit of a messy tribute, and the tribute still hasn't been collected yet.
Raven getting away on 100 HP. Pocket is in a 3v1 here. He does not want to engage it. Just give it. There's always another 2 tributes. Look, there was a 3 for 3, so it was an even trade besides Blue getting the tribute. But it was a fairly even fight. Both teams going back to lanes now. We've got Raven and Misery picking up that Bruiser camp on the top side. Tank battle down bottom. 3v1 mid. Johanna taking on those 3 there. Similar matchup up top again.
They are going to get that reinforcements middle though, with both the Bruiser camp and the 2 other heroes coming in. So it'll be 3v3 with the Bruiser help to push.
Oh, Raven's going for the siege minions instead. It's probably pretty good timing, actually.
Very good timing, considering they're going to be probably going down while the fight over the tribute, and the last tribute was quite a nice fight, so we'll give the siege a bit of time to do what they want to do.
Both teams kind of brawling it out in the middle here. Tributes 10 seconds left. Lucio getting away, as Lucios do, on quite low health. They're still engaging, but blue team is fighting into that spell armor aura, which isn't the greatest idea. Misery, very deep right now. He might be in trouble.
I think Troll's going to go down.
Yeah, it's not a great position for Red. 2 people have had to back up. Thrall's dropping, and they're going to have the number disadvantage here on this tribute.
And they've just lost their healer. Red team just lost their healer as well, but Lucio's getting away with a smidge of help.
Pocket's almost finished this Lionsmore quest, but he's in trouble here. He's getting body blocked by Dino, but you know, not quite enough to get away. They didn't have the healer there to top him up. None of Blue dying throughout this fight. It was just a case of Blue picking their timings, getting some good picks, driving some of Red away, so they do get that numbers advantage, and they just kept driving forward with that. They're now a level ahead, 4 kills ahead, and they're going to try and push their advantage now.
Ardra made it out of that fight on less than 50 health, I think.
Yeah, been a few close calls so far. A 2v2 happening in mid. Both teams coming up to the top tribute now. Blue team do have their ultimate, so for that last tribute, we do have Lucio picking off the Thrall in middle, I presume.
He might be back just as the tribute does hit the spawn, but whether he'll get there in time.
Yeah, it looks like Red's going to give this. We've still got Ardra sitting at bottom. They're just trying to soak 10. They know they're not going to get the numbers there, so they're just going to have to cop this curse. Try and mitigate
looks like they are going in.
Away. Well, they're down a Joe.
They were thinking about it.
Dark Raven in trouble up top. Gets picked off by 3 of Blue. They're doing well on their ganks here. Red team is going to struggle here though. They don't have a heap of wave clear, and they're going to be a bit preoccupied by these pushing here. Pocket getting knocked out of that orb by the Diablo. Andrew's in trouble here, very low. Got Varian doing some great body blocking, but unfortunately it's not enough. Dino charges straight through. They're trying to get away, getting some backup.
Well, it's 4v3 up there now. Red team's got a chance to go in.
Team. Good backup.
That was some very nice body blocking from Varian. Like, I did not think Thrall would make it out of that.
Yeah, it wasn't so much about their abilities there. They did have the body block, but they just had the weight of numbers, and that rightly so made Blue back off. Blue team does have a talent advantage here. 2 levels up at the moment, and we're going to see Thrall take out those siege minions on the bottom lane. Blue team kind of milling around a little bit. They've discovered red team around this bottom camp, but it is a 2v3 right now. Red team looking a bit low though. Raven can still take pot shots with the cocktail.
Pocket Bacon's looking for a kill. They've got numbers nearby. They can do this if they all coordinate.
Yeah, if they commit, they were 5v2, but they do have the agility, so it would have been probably a Leoric pick if they could get it.
Blue team picking that middle lane bruiser camp. Aussies trying to get a bit of damage on Ardra down bottom. We've got both teams kind of converging on middle right now. We've got a 2v4. They're rotating down to bottom though, going hard on Ardra, trying to back her up from behind and the front. She does drop to the Hanzo though. Raven about to jump into that Lucio's attack path. Blue team doing a great job of rotating away from red team and back into them when they do have that numbers advantage.
Diablo's getting those perfectly timed flips. Like, his flips have just been great, both early game and now. He's just getting those, the last kills.
Dino's doing a great job of frontlining. They do have those 2 relatively tanky heroes. As to red team, did pick up Colossal Smash on the variant. The line more quest, that is an interesting one. I'm not sure if it's really working out for him. He is topping damage though, but the Hanzo out of this world with the damage, 41k so far. Looks like red team's giving. They're going to try and take that boss.
It's not a bad
Blue
trade.
team realizes it. They're going to get that bottom boss. Hanzo trying to get some split shots on there, a bit of extra damage. All lanes kind of evenly pushed. Blue team a bit further ahead up top, but that boss is going to push straight through. I think Blue has had like they're picking their fights, but I think Red has done a lot better job of picking up the mercs so far and doing a well-timed merc capture. But yeah, it's just those fights letting them down right now. I think, as you said earlier, Ag, it's the range that's really hurting. They're too melee focused.
It doesn't seem to have the burst DPS to get those end shots.
Well, they do. They just can't get the. They're literally all melee except for Greymane. It's kind of a hybrid, but still, he does most of his damage in his melee form anyway. Looks like red team's going to pick up their first tribute of the game. Blue team is moving in, however. They do take out that merc camp in middle. They've got the 16 talent advantage here, so this might be a bit dicey for red. Greymane coming in behind. We've got the Diablo ult coming out. Going hard on that Li Ming. Well done to Pocket getting that pick. Ardra looking very low. Got the Rhaegar ultimate through. Great Ancestral. Auris looking very low. Dark Raven getting that pick on him. Andrew backing off. We've got Dino looking very low amongst 3 of the red team. Andrew is coming back in, but quite low. We've got Diablo dropping to the 5 on red. It is 3-0 so far. We've got Diablo coming back up with the revive. They're not going to catch that Lucio. He's just going to skate away. They do pick up that tribute, though. Well played to the red team. This could be the comeback, guy.
Yeah, very well played. They were very nice picks there.
It was looking quite one-sided before this point, which was surprising because I thought red team, although they were lacking the range, they had, some solid tankiness to their team as well as damage. They've got plenty of CC. Blue team's got your sort of more long-range heavy hitters with Hanzo and Li Ming. But post level 10, it's definitely started to swing. Blue team was 3 levels in front for a while there, and then they just slowly evened it out again.
Yeah, all of Red Team has some kind of sustain. They had really great positioning in that fight. Greyman coming up behind them, Varian going hard on the Li Ming, eliminating one of the 2 major damage sources on blue. And Aureus is getting chased around. I don't know how he got to the red back line, but he did, and it meant the death of him. Johanna dropping to the full might with the blue team there. Andrew trying to get away. She has popped the Earthquake. She does get picked up, running back straight through the Earthquake, away from her team, but it's her only option.
Oh, Lucio.
She tried to juke back through, but unfortunately it didn't work out.
It would have been quite entertaining if that juke worked.
I think it probably would have if it didn't have the Lucio Spook boost.
Got that next tribute coming up. So Pocket's looking at 3 of blue team right now. He's backing off. It's not the end of the world. It's not a curse. Canoila pushing straight through middle with that night camp.
So Volpers too. I bet the blue team's coming in now to make it an even.
Oh, great protect and ancestral combo from Varian and Rhaegar there. Canoila dropping to the full might of the red team. All of them focused in on that melee range.
Joanna has had to back off.
Yeah, Archer getting forced out of the fight. Varian still very deep, getting bodied here by the fat ass Diablo. Using that body correctly. Blue team is going to pick up the curse here though. Both teams down a hero, but blue team does have the better position here.
They're both down a tank too, so at least that's an even, but the blue team do have the extra level.
Yeah, blue team just needs to watch their positioning here. They do have a few gap closers on the red team, so they just need to protect those squishy damage dealers at the back.
Very nice Lucio sneaking the tribute, which has got them the curse.
Oh, great pickup from Dino there, saving Wool. Orb goes through, unfortunately misses them. We've got Rhaegar dropping to the Hanzo. Ardra popping that shield, but that disintegrate, chewing through it. Dark Raven trying to get away. Thrall dropping to 4 of blue. Raven's in trouble here. He's trying to get away. He does not have any more leaps. They do have that Lucio incredibly hard to escape from. And blue team comes out on top. They're winning the fight, getting the curse, and we're going to potentially see a keep or 2 go down here.
Yeah, they're split pushing, so they've got 4 in the middle lane and 1 in the bottom lane, trying to get as much out of that curse. They've just got their level 20s, so they're their last talent.
Yeah, look at that top lane. There's about 15 archers, all doing around 80 to 85 damage. There were so many that they all couldn't fit in the line to shoot. They're shredding that shield, but they are unfortunately dropping quite quickly. We did not see it 1 or 2 keeps drop this curse. We saw 3. They've gone hard. They have their storm talents. Dino going hard on Misery. Johanna going straight for that Ming, trying to get that backline damage away. They do not have the Hanzo there. We do have the global teleport coming through from Aureus there. Great time to come in, protecting that Li Ming. It does look like it may be a GG here. We've got 3 down on the red team. Not many left to protect. Aureus looking very low from Raven, almost getting that pick. He gets picked up straight next to the Hanzo, but unfortunately drops to the rest of the blue team just in time. No, the GG has been called. Well played to both teams. It looked like Red was coming back at one point, but not quite. Blue team really pulled together in the end and came through with it. What are your thoughts on this game, guys?
GG. Well done, blue team.
Okay, honestly, I really liked the Diablo. I thought he was nice and in your face for the red team. It caused him to really sort of struggle. A couple of times he forced out Rhaegar, when Dark Raven was going deep, and Dark Raven was dealing the damage. He was getting the picks usually when there was one death on the blue team. It was because of Dark Raven, but he couldn't get any sort of backup from Rhaegar or Thrall, and I think that often that's because Diablo cut them off.
Yeah, no, a great job from Dino. He did a decent amount of damage. He out-damaged the entire red team as Diablo, and he fulfilled that tanking role. Quinola taking more damage, but I think Diablo was really the utility in that team, along with the Lucio speed boost. I would vote for Dino. What's your vote, Mister?
Yeah, I said during the game that I thought that Dino's flipping and charging in those team fights were just giving the blue team an amazing advantage, but also big honourable mention to the Lucio. His speed boosts, his healing, his mobility was also a huge credit, along with the rest of the team. But I believe Lucio and Diablo did amazing jobs to achieve their team's goal and getting them to the win. So definitely agree with Diablo.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with it because red team had the kind of team that if they got on someone, they were going to kill them. But Diablo was just constantly running that interference, the right amount of disruption to the enemy team as well as protecting his own squishy.
I would like to give an honourable mention to Aureus. He had a great amount of damage on Hanzo, and he was quite slippery. They almost caught him a few times. He was able to get away, and we had some decent damage coming out from him. He did double the Grey Man's damage on the other team, but of course the extra death.
In saying that, I did just get a PM from a person in the game saying the F word and wish we had banned Hanzo. He was not fun at all. So I believe that the enemy team, the red team, felt the pressure from Hanzo as well.
Yeah.
Let's go give him the good news.
GG.
GG.
Bombs.
GG.
Hey guys, type it in if you haven't already typed it in.
Hot's join.
Yep.
So we actually picked Dino for the MVP in that one. Honourable mentions to Aureus. Honourable mentions to Neverone for the very, very nicely timed speed boosts. But in the end, we felt like red team probably lacked a little bit of range. When they had the kind of team that if they got on their targets, they would have been able to massacre them. There were a few times there where Dark Raven just went through, causing a shit ton of damage. But the interference from Diablo would always separate the Rhaegar out or the Varian, and it just meant that Dark Raven would go and get a kill, but then he was sort of left to his lonesome and couldn't finish him off. So the disruption from Diablo was really, really key to the victory in that one, we thought. Well done, Dino.
Congrats, mate.
Okay, Dino.
Good job, Dino.
Dino's on the other channel.
Wow.
This beautiful spiel, and then no, he missed one.
Oh, Dino, you just got all of the spiel, and you're not hearing it again.
He missed
Watch it on the
It's
stream.
over.
Watch it on the stream.
It's
You
probably
can
gone for a
recount.
smoke.
3 seconds later, I'm back, guys. I was in the toilet.
Tough.
Yeah. I've got the Untapped on at the moment.
Yeah, and Disconcur's channel, I think. Yes.
Yep, Disconcur's channel. I got about 40 guys over there. I think we're getting a fat host afterwards, so that'll be good.
Yeah, maybe if we're lucky.
Drop shots on there. Good to see. Good to see.
Yeah, I saw him. Good looking fella. Genji ban, Hanzo ban.
Genji. You love your Genji egg?
I hate that guy. I hate him so much.
A Sylve pick straight up from Febertron. if you want to take the draft for a second, you just gotta be back in the.
Sure, buddy. I dare say we might see another Diablo from Sir Dino. Might Spider Queen. Oh, Stukov for Bouncy Knight, playing healer. BFG on the Artanis. I reckon we might see a healer on Andromeda. We might see. Oh. When I changed Dino, it must have changed the captain for blue team. Okay, so Abe's taken the Diablo. Andromeda on Lucio, I think it's probably one of her better healers. Diablo, I don't see a whole lot of Abereg playing, but it's a wise move to steal that from Dino. He played so well in the last match. Ban on Sonya. A good one to ban if you don't plan on playing. Andromeda taking her time with this selection. I'd probably ban an Alaric ban. I think, not sure who plays that. I think it might be Glug. Chromie pick for Raven. So Dino's taking the Arthas. We've got the final two picks here for blue team. They're probably going to need a bit more damage. They're definitely going to need a bit more damage. Yep, Lenara Ragnar. Pretty decent choices. And Valor for Gugs, for Glugs. I think red team's got the better team comp there. I think Stukov is the superior healer. It's not an extraordinarily large map. Lucio's speed boost isn't going to be that effective late game. Early game it can help them get some XP with some quick lane switches and some quick gank movements. My cat's trying to get in through the roof. I think Tannis can get the grab on Lenara if he's quick. Vala can get a bit of burst on her with the tumble. Chromie, obviously, if she takes Temporal Loop, can instantly kill Lenara. Probably Lucio as well if the ulti's down. Sylvanas can get out of it if she's got a Haunting Wave available.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
How are we going?
Not bad. I think red team's selection is a little bit better. I think they've got more ability to take down the Lenara.
I think we'll see a Temporal Loop coming out from Chromie. We've got the Lucio and the Lunara, so already very hard to hit the Sandblast. So I think we'll see some secured damage on those guys, because they are quite squishy. Very tanky. We've got the Valor for that sustained damage, though. I do like the look of their team. But also blue team, very push heavy. Both teams kind of eyeing each other off mid. We've got Abe going hard. Oh, great swap coming in from BFG. Abe copping those tower shots, and he is going to be the first blood of this game. Game 2, Monday Madness. I hope you're enjoying the stream.
Sorry, what did you call
it? Mate, you heard me. Good sandblast hit coming through there. Raz and Andrew getting away, unfortunately, though. It is going to be hard for Dark Raven to secure those sandblast stacks throughout this game with all that extra move speed. Sylve going through bottom, getting some cheeky push in while there's no defenders there. Glug's coming down to defend that. We've got a 2v2 happening in middle. We've got a great route coming through from Dino. Some secure damage from Raven, and he gets a pick on Rag. Great pick from red team there. We've got 2v2 up at top. Raz taking a fair bit of damage from that Stukov melee. That is deceptively deadly, especially on a squishy character. Got Raven. He has revealed his presence, unfortunately, but Raz coming in. Got a swap interrupted by the boot from Lucio. Valor pushing through bottom by herself. We've got Dino very low on mid as well as Abe. He's popped as well. A lot of gems on the red team, not so much for the blue team. I missed that one.
Another Stukov slap.
Yeah, it's deceptively good. Oh, look at that. A quarter of Lunara's health for one swing.
Oof. Bouncy Knight is deadly.
It's quite a level lead already. 2 minutes into the game, they've got a full level on the blue team. They've got 4 kills to 0. So they're doing well, very well. They've got the more gems. Rag dropping again. They're getting all these extra gems from heroes dying as well. And it's really it's securing their snowball, potential snowball, for 5 or 10 minutes away.
Thanks for the host, Dragonix.
Febatron just getting away there.
Oh!
BFG rotate. Oh no, never mind. Dark Raven with the picks. Abe quite low there. We've got Dark Raven on 14 Sandblast stacks so far. So he's doing fairly well considering the circumstances. Quite tough to hit them. Not quite getting with the Dragon's Breath, but it was close. Abe very low there. He knows to back away. We've got the sight on him. We'll see if Dark Raven goes for a cheeky one. Now we've got a Rag drop blocking the escape there. Though he is going to pay for it.
Some very nice damage out of Chromie there. Making full use of the Bronze Talons as well. Always sending through an auto attack after every spell.
Yeah, Raven's doing quite a good job. Still secure damage on their Bronze Talons, of course. Raz looking very low here. I don't think Raven can get in range in time, but Raz sticks around. He's right next to the well, running back and forth, and Raven gets the pick. Just on that rim of the 6 gems off the full red hand in here. So we'll see if they get that going. They do have the level 7 talents here right now, so they've got that talent event. The sprays coming out from Bouncy Knight. Very confident. We've got the web weavers coming in now from red. So they're compensating for their lack of specialist with the with their supreme might of their team fighting ability and getting extra gems and getting aspirers to push for them. So who's really standing out for you so far into this game, eh?
Oh, Raven all the way. Look at it. He's playing my favourite build as well, so far anyway. 18 stacks
build,
is not...
The hacky build?
The hacky build, yeah, sure. Well, hacky usually doesn't recommend temporal loop. It is situational though. But I think, considering the team comp, wise decision.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Rag copping it there from red team. We've got the temporal loop coming through on top of the
blasting on Diablo.
Which is a bit rough. Fortunately, it's not enough. You really got to save for the squishies, because he will do some damage. But especially with Lucio there later on, we'll see the sound barriers coming through and really mitigating any damage it does do. So you got to get it on the squishies. They're further increasing their lead here. We've got a great pickup from Abe, but Dino looks like he's going to get away. Don't quite have the damage and range to pick him off. Diablo dropping to Valor there. We've got Raven still pushing the advantage here. Andrew looking very low, just gets the Dragon's Breath on Lucio. Unfortunately, it's not quite enough to get the pick. Raz sticking around. We've got BFG dashing in mid, trying to get a swap, but they're jumping in and out of that gate there. Pretty successful spider push. We did get one fort and 2 towers at top, it looks like. A little bit of damage to mid. Blue team going to pick up that night camp on the left side. Red team looking to push their advantage while they know blue team's down there. There's nowhere else they could be right now. They've got that top lane sorted. Still a similar amount of gems on both teams.
Yeah, except Red's already handed in.
Yeah. But even the Held, they're not too far behind. So blue team's going to have to play a bit more cautiously. They don't have their ultimates. They're at quite a disadvantage right now, so they need to play it safe, get some XP. Red team's doing quite a good job grouping though, so they're going to find it hard to get a pick. They get a great charge on BFG there. Unfortunately, Glugs comes to back him up, and there's not much blue team can do about it. Bouncy not going hard, he's just walking straight up the 3 of them. He thinks he's an assassin.
It is Bouncy Knight. He's pretty powerful, and we've been watching him slap the crap out of Lenara and Lucio so far this game. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows when to hit them. He knows when to run.
Yeah, and of course Stukov having quite good burst healing, so he can use that to his advantage. Bit of extra health in the pool. Red team looking very low in middle. They don't have their healer there. Playing assassin off at top, but no harm, no foul, as they say. Blue team about to hit level 10 here. Get their ultimates. Do get the slow come through on Raz. I think he's gone the extra range on the way to Pustule, because he wants to hunt them down and hit them with his meaty fist.
His meaty fist.
That's right.
Yeah, it takes a dedicated man to build up one arm that much larger than the other.
Both teams fighting around this hand. You've got Diablo coming through, stunning 3 of them. Great ultimate. We've got Bouncy Knight very low here. He does get the heal off though. BFG looking very low. Lunara 100 health, getting away with that speed boost from herself and Lucio. That was a great fight, but no one died. Hey, hang on, I spoke too soon. Abe 500 health, gets temple looped. Dark Raven getting that pick. 1 to 12, 2 levels ahead for the red team. Rag just finishing his meteor quest here. We might see a bit of a damage spike here. Rag jumping into that fort, pushing red off. They don't want them to push any further. They do have the hand in though. Both teams have the full hand, and Blue's holding a heap of gems. They really need to get that in.
I think their main mistake in that last fight was focusing BFG. They were putting out too much damage on the Artanis, who had a blind to extend his life when he got a little bit low. Gave him enough time to pop another shield and stick around for longer than you would normally expect a hero with that kind of health pool. And in all that time, red team was just wailing on the rest of blue team, and eventually they had to back out. It started off so well for him with the APOC. Got the engage coming in down middle again. BFG going for a swap, but it didn't come out in the end though. Lunara getting frozen in the middle of the air, because that's how physics works in this game.
Yeah, it's Artanis is never your best pick for a target, unless he's the only one. We've got another temporal loop coming through on Rag. We've got a great sound barrier coming through from Andromeda there. Great healing. I think she's very good on the healing roll. We've got Rag dropping to the Arthas. Chromie trying to get some cheeky picks through here. Not quite finishing the quest, but to be expected against this team comp, I think. Valor getting a double pick on Diablo and Lenara. Sylv is managing to get the pick on the Chromie for Blue's second kill of the game. They're down, but they're not quite out there.
No, I don't think they're out. They are down 3 levels in terms of health and damage, plus 1 talent. It's pretty rough. I don't think this keep is in any serious danger. Diablo's come down here to distract them, but they need a bit more wave clear. Sylvanas on their way too. So, I mean, I think without losing a keep, they are still in it. They can keep the minion waves a bit closer to their walls, play it a little bit safer. The problem's going to be getting gems in. Andromeda's carrying a whole bunch, 37. She needs to get them to one of the eggs.
You should be comfortable with. She's a Lucio though, but look, you never want to have that many on one person, because if they get caught out, you've lost almost a whole hand in, and that's pretty devastating to your comeback potential. We've got red team on boss here. They've finished that spider wave up. They've taken that extra time for blue to clean up. And they're on that boss. It's on half health. Blue team knows they're there. They've got the full team here. They do have the talent disadvantage. They're trying to clear the wave, get that XP. They do. They've got it.
They've got to go in now.
In the fog there.
They've
got to go. No, it's too late. Abe might get caught out here. Oh, swap doesn't quite land. We've got the temporal loop coming through. Abe is not a fan. We've got Andro there. The sound barrier not quite getting there in time. They need to get the hell out of there. Andro and Feb have almost 50 gems between them. Not a good spot.
No, but the web weavers are on the way out. They will pick up the gems they need for the next one while those are out there. The boss is going down nice and quick. Not going to kill the second tower. Blue is still not destroyed in this. They are still 3 levels behind. They are a talent down. But they should be able to stall till 16.
Yeah, once we get to 16-20, we'll start to see a bit of an even out in the fight.
Blue team is split. Blue team is split.
Yeah, Andrew is going very deep. They're all chasing her. They know she has those gems. Hopefully she doesn't run into the time trap here.
She certainly knows how to take you on a tour of the map. She does it. She does it with Lily. She does it with Lucio.
La Tour Leandro.
La Tour Leandro.
La Tour de Andro. Sorry. Yeah, the problem with the web weavers spawning so far back is they do drop health over time. By the time they do get to that fort, look, that web weaver's on a 5th health and has barely tapped it. We do get that bottom fort though, it is going to bring them just 2 levels down instead of 3. So they did get some worth out of that web weaver push. They do have another full hand in, as does red. So really, it's who protects the hand ins best here, and who's able to get that hand in. Both teams kind of playing very passively here. They want to distract the other team, get those merc camps going. Force the other team to deal with them. Blue team trying to hand in top, but that blind from BFG has really bought red some time to get up here and defend. We've got Andrew getting all 38 of her gems in. We've got the APOC coming through. We've got a temporal loop coming through. Linara getting an Arthur's kill. That's her 3rd kill on blue. We've got a great swap on Raz. Abe looking very worse for wear here. Gets picked off by the Valor. Andro about to drop from Glugs. Blue team getting slaughtered in this fight. Unfortunately, it was 4-1. Red team slowly pushing ahead in XP again. Blue team about to get their level 16. It is quite a power spike. They were fighting without that talent. They did fairly well despite that. Andro did get her 38 gems in, fortunately, but they've only just got enough for another hand in. They're going to have to defend this. All 3 lanes are fairly pushed for blue. So the web weavers will be down a bit of health by the time they get to the keeps. But red team is ready. They looks like they're going to push down straight down mid. So we'll see how blue deals with this.
They certainly need to not be split up, I dare say. Yep, that's
we got the double swap. That's the pick off. It's could be it. We've got the Temporal Loop coming through on the Lucio.
Oh, boom.
3 of blue are down. This could be the end of blue team. They've got 2 people to defend those 3 lanes. You've got the Rag trait coming through. Bouncy Knight getting his meaty ham fist straight onto that Rag. Gets him down a bit early. We've got all the web levers pushing through. Fairly low health though. They might not even get a keep. Oh, they'll get bottom. They'll get bottom for sure. But middle is not definite right now. Rag dropping.
He managed to get bouncy in the end.
Yeah, the death time is fairly low for blue. They're going to be back in time. They don't have their Rag though. Storm talents from the red team. Got a 3-level lead. It's going to be very tough for the blue team to come back.
Ooh, it's a good APOC.
Oh, great work from Raz getting the Chromie. But unfortunately they do lose 2 people doing it. Abe looking very low. They need to get Glugs down. It's not going to be enough. Sylv getting away with 60 HP. Just missing that that Howling Blast from Dino. Not quite connecting, but it is going to be GG. Well played to both teams. Red team was very decisive in their team fighting ability, I think. What do you think about the last half of that game, eh?
Look, I'll be honest, I was pretty worried for blue team from the start just because of the bouncy, but he picked Stukov, and I thought, oh yeah, you know, they're in with a chance. But it was pretty one-sided most of the game. The early kills from Raven definitely gave them a lead, and then they managed to keep it. Glugs came back with a lot of damage towards the end. He copped a couple of... Well, he copped one of the early deaths for red team, but he stuck to his lane, kept clearing it out, kept collecting the XP, and then came through with a vengeance later on. I didn't mind some of the damage put out from Raz on Lunara. Didn't mind a couple of those APOCs and some of the sound barriers, but it just wasn't going to be enough. The level lead was too much.
Yeah, blue team was struggling to get some kills to really get them back in the game. Of course, when you're 3 levels down, one kill, even if you get a trade, it's worth, you know, half a level or so. It's a good trade to do. But they were just struggling to get those picks. Chromie was pretty relentless. There's some great swaps from BFG. Glugs topping the board on Siege, Hero, and XP contribution. Big shout out to Bouncy Knight for his cheeky melee hits. He really took talents that kind of increased his ability to do that. But who do you think MVP should be, Ag?
I do feel like the early kills are what gave red team such an advantage throughout. The only thing I didn't like about Dark Raven's build was the bye-bye, but there wasn't a whole lot on blue team that could have stopped it. So it's not actually that bad unless he got silenced from Sylv or stunned by Diablo. Bye-bye would have worked. So yeah, considering that there was only the one silence and one more character who could stun, it's probably not a bad choice. Overall, I still like him for MVP. He did get those stacks up after the first couple of team fights, and he was laying out plenty of damage. He was getting some key picks where they needed them, and he was definitely well feared. The psychological game, big fan of the psychological game. If you make the enemy team afraid of you, then they make stupid mistakes.
That's alright. He did pick up Quantum Overdrive as well. I do like picking that up in games where you can't get reliable Sandblast hits. Generally, you will pick up that one for the extra spell damage after each Sandblast, but of course, them having Lucio and Lunara, it's a bit hard to get those reliable.
Yeah, the consecutive shots.
Yeah, so you guarantee that 20% spell power for the Temporal Loop, and yeah, you get the picks essentially. Extra 20% damage on, you know, 1800 or so, 2K is pretty decent. All right, so let's go up and tell him.
Alrighty. Well done, guys. Was definitely a little bit worried on behalf of Blue Team because of the bouncy night, but it wasn't too rough. At the start, we actually thought that Raven was getting some key picks from the Chromie, and then after one of the fights around the objective, really built up his stacks a little bit with a few consecutive shots. And once he sort of got on that roll, he became a little bit unstoppable. So we gave MVP to Raven in the end.
Told you, bro. 5 minutes into it.
Didn't mind some of the sound barriers from Lucio. Didn't mind some of the damage from, was it Rez? Rez on Lunara? And yeah, I mean, sorry to the people who have had 2 losses so far tonight.
It happens.
Yeah, nobody likes it. Oh, what happened to you, Locke?
I had to get out of the shop.
Boo.
I didn't realise it was going to be so long.
Never mind. We've got the next one starting up soon.
I think the other game's finished or should be finished shortly.
Is Hotch joins ready, Rock?
Yeah, go for it. Let's join it up. Now, you were all right, Raz. There were a couple of ultis you used to confuse the positioning a little bit, but at the same time get a kill, which I think is the main benefit of the leap over the vines. The team was quite organised, though. That Sukov, as soon as you got too close to him, you just smack him in the face with that meaty hand of his and do stupid amounts of damage. It was actually quite dangerous. I'm afraid of Bouncy Knight as much as the next person. He was deadly. He's got himself muted too, so he can't even hear me sticking my nose up his bum.
I think we are. Let's good. Let's go. That's not good. Let's go.
Let's good.
Towers of Doom. Yeah, let's good. Still out of it after my 4-hour stream yesterday, Egg.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, hard work.
Yeah, it's
I
hard
think we
work,
had
man.
I think we had a follow from Twitchy. Thanks, Twitchy.
Thanks, Twitchy.
Yeah, Twitchy. Anyone's allowed to play. Anyone at all. Are you in the Australian region?
Just chuck an exclamation Discord in the Unreal Aussies Twitch chat, and a Discord link will be supplied to you, so you can come and join us.
Oh, is that one working? Discord.unrealaussies.com?
It should do, yeah.
Cho band.
They better not ban Gull again. I have seen that. You're a Falstad ban. No Shimada brothers, so it's an interesting ban phase.
I think an interesting thing, if you don't ban Gull, a player on the enemy team can actually pick him, and then he'll get random. So that random tactic can, I mean, you know, do you really want to play random? And if you're the flex player, though, that could work.
Yeah, is it random or is it quick matches auto select? Because look, they might get a Murky when they really don't need a Murky.
Yeah, true. Thunder on Brightwing, of course, played an obscene number of matches with the little fairy dragon. Okay, so apparently that Discord link isn't
Brightwing,
working.
man.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'll just chuck the latest one in the Twitch chat if you need that. I got a Li Ming pickup from Fastos. Fastos or Hephaestus? You tell me, eh?
Let me see. Hephaestus. It's a demon. It's a demon's name. Yeah. I think in Greek it might be Hephaestus, which is probably more similar to the original Hebrew. This is definitely testing my linguistic knowledge.
Thank you for the follow, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
feel free to come and join us. We do have a few Americans playing.
Yeah, we got a few Americans, a few ladies as well. Friday night
Yep.
drinks.
Friday night ladies' nights.
Okay. Bouncy Knight, going with the healers tonight a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't have the mighty Meat Fist of Doom this game, but he's got the speed to compensate. He didn't have the Dahaka and Arthas ban coming through. Interesting bans. So they're definitely banning against each other rather than any kind of meta. Or the UA meta, as we call it.
Mm.
We have a Vikings pick coming through from Wool.
Yeah, he plays a bit of Vikings.
Interesting on Towers of Doom, and a Hanzo pick from Aussies. We did see him play a great Hanzo in Game 1. So they're a bit short on interrupts for the Mosh Pit. The Boop from Lucio is a bit short. You might see Li Ming pick up the Wave of Force.
Yeah, she should do.
Potentially, because Vikings, they're not going to interrupt. Olaf is not going to be able to charge in and stun the ETC. We'll probably see the ultimate come through from Hanzo, but you don't want a long cooldown ultimate to be the only interrupt you have for that mosh pit. I think Red has a very rounded team. They've got the mage, range damage. They've got Grey Main, great at finishing, great at poke. ETC for the body blocks, getting people out of position, the mosh pit. Unthunder and Brightwing, great Brightwing, probably one of the best I've seen. Get around the map. Varian, I'd say also a Colossus Smash since they've already got that ETC on their team. So quite a bit of damage output coming through from Red. They're really depending on that Lost Vikings on the blue team, so we'll see how that works out for them. They do have the Li Ming and Hanzo, but look, I have mixed feelings about Leoric being a solo warrior on a team. He does kind of feel like wet paper sometimes.
Raven's asking where your pretty face is, mate.
Yeah, look, we tried getting the cams going earlier, but we had a bit of technical issues, unfortunately. But if you saw Laura follow us earlier, you would have seen my
the salute?
disrespectful salute come up with my webcam there.
Metallic Sin is saying that Lucio can take an extended boop at level 4.
Yeah,
I've never really seen that, to be honest.
Options. No, because I usually see people pick up the quest one.
Right, yeah, but against ETC.
Yeah, against ETC, he can get an extended range on it. Because there is another one where you can boop them further, the closer you are to the hero, which is also very effective, but not as great against the ETC. Obviously, you have to get in range of him. Unthunder is left the game, but straight back in. Never mind. So Aureus going the Stormbow build on Hanzo once again. We've got Cocktail coming through from Greymane. We've got some bribes coming through from Unthunder and Brightwing. Also on Viking. So it's going to be a bribe battle, I think. Yeah, that Leoric is going to have to go the tankiest of tank builds, Leoric, because that red team is going to shred.
Yeah, they're squishy.
Blue team all going mid to start with, those Vikings, of course, creating that XP lead. Red team has anticipated that, though, and they've spread straight away. But they need to be careful here, because if Vikings plays very defensively, they can still pull ahead or go on par, but they have that extra momentum in that middle lane.
Blue team trying to force damage onto those towers, but Loke on the Jane are putting out plenty of AoE to wipe the minion wave as soon as possible, taking a bit of damage in the process, though, from the Aureus arrows. Oh, and the Sonic arrow!
That was a great hit. They can, you can still see her, but unfortunately doesn't have any other ability to hit her. So, Yeah, they're asking about the good Viking play from Wool. So I guess we'll find out. They are slightly ahead in XP already. They're playing very timidly in mid. The blue team has split off into the other lanes though. We've got Febretron taking out Olaf dropping in the center. Greymane dropping at top lane to the Leoric. And Locke looking very low on mid. Copying a lot of damage there. He's already backed once in this game. Baylog holding his own down bottom. Lucio, Bouncy Knight has come to help. He's making his way up. Obviously swapping the Viking positions. Olaf might be heading to bottom. Bouncy Knight 1v2ing this ETC Brightwing combo. Look how cheeky he's being. Bit of wall riding around them.
A polymorph will
Getting
shut that
on
down, though, I think.
Yeah. Aureus has come back here. We've got Jaina picking off that Leoric in top lane. Eric very low at the back, of course. The squishiest Viking. Not much help in that situation. It's not really till later in the game where Vikings can really lend a good helping hand, depending on what build he's going. He has gone the splash on Baylog though. Yeah, so we have got the Chaser base talent coming through on Lucio, so he will, after the quest is complete, he will get an increase in arc on the Soundwave and increase the range by 20%. They need that interrupt on that ETC mosh pit.
Yeah, look, they certainly do. And he hung around there for ages before finally backing out on very, very low health with super speed. Well, looks like top are just going to go 1-for-1. The battle's going to be over bot.
Vikings are slightly pulling ahead though for the blue team. I think Bouncy Knight was really just trying to farm his quest.
Maybe.
He wasn't really going for a kill because he will need that come level 10 to really get that good interrupt. We've got Locke dropping to 4 of them just above that bottom lane. We've got some B-stepping coming through. Lots of, what was it? Australian hot sledging.
Yeah. The classic Australian bad manner.
Yeah, no good, no good. We've got Bouncy Knight coming for Febretron up top. Lucio vs Greymane battle. He's popped the healing on, but just taking a lot of damage. Olaf's in trouble down bottom. He gets body blocked by Glugs and polyed by that Brightwing. Great combination there. Febretron going for that top camp. We've got blue team still almost a level in front still. Misery looking very low on that Leoric, who get the pick off from Unthunder on Brightwing. Great work there. It is 2 for 2 on the kill scoreboard at the moment.
Loki's desperately trying to distract them from the pumpkins up top. Febretron just gets it in time. She's going down on them. That's 2.5 players there. Oh, the book from Lucian. Oh!
Great pick up from the blue team up in that top lane. Well done to Lucio and Ming there. With the help of the Vikings, of course. Unthunder is in trouble here, looking very low against that Lyric. Of course, the armor reduction coming through as well. Aureus getting a great bow shot on Unthunder. She's being kept back from the ETC. We've got the first round of missiles coming through from the blue team. And it looks like they're going to secure 8 this time around.
Pretty much uncontested.
Yeah, 32 to 28 on core health right now. Blue team's doing very well. They've almost hit level 10. We're halfway through that Chaser base quest on Lucio, so he is in a good spot for defending against ETC mosh pit. So, who is really standing out to you in this game so far, Ag?
Well, Bouncy Knight, really, if I'm honest. I didn't mind the Merc camp still from Feb up top, and I liked how Locke blocked it off. Locke? No, it wasn't Locke. It was yes, it was Locke. Other than that, though, no real specific standout plays. Bouncy Knight has gone for the reverse amp as his ulti.
Amp. It's an interesting one. Hanzo trying to get the pick. Febatron getting away on 80 HP. We've got Varian dropping to the full blue team in middle. And they do get the Brightwing as well. 11 to 9, 2 levels ahead. They're going to go for that boss. Just secure that lead a bit more. Red team is down 2. They're going to keep pushing through those lanes, getting the soak. They need level 10 to really contest this upcoming altar. Fortunately, it's only 1, but they really need to secure it.
Misery with a little bit of B-stepping there. He knows only we can see it. The enemy team can't, so that's for the crowd.
We do have a taunt coming through from Varian, which is interesting.
It's not bad for looking down that Hanzo if she can get hold of him.
Of course, we've got the mosh pit coming through. Go for the throat. Water Elemental from Jaina. No extra stun needed, apparently.
Yep, lockdown on the Bouncy Knight. Nearly gets him. Couldn't quite finish him off in time, though.
Yeah, that reverse amp really treating him well. Of course, they only have the 3 range on their team, but he's very slippery on this Lucio. Misery going hard. Glugs dropping to that Leoric drain. Claymore looking very low. Misery going hard, getting polyed and taking a heap of damage. 100 health. He's managed to get out the other side. Unfortunately, walk straight into that blizzard from the Jaina. Bouncy looking very low. The Hanzo gets a pick on that Jaina. Red team looking very low on this right side. Febatron getting away. Unthunder is in trouble. Gets a blink heal on Greymane. Varian going hard, peeling for the team. We've got the Unstoppable coming through from Unthunder. It's not quite enough. Febatron has engaged again.
I thought for sure we'd see a cocktail there to pick off the Lucio. It must have been on cooldown.
The Leoric just came up as well. It was a risky maneuver.
Ooh, it's only 2 blues down there.
But blue team with the talent advantage right here. We've got Bouncy Knight getting pushed off that, helping that Leoric. He had the mosh pit, of course, coming through on him. No one to back him up though, unfortunately. It's currently 9 to 3 Jaina, a little bit out of position here. We've got a great Hanzo ultimate coming through from Aureus.
The heals from Brightwing are solid. She was going to go down from that arrow, but she got healed just in time.
Yeah, Unthunder is quite the good Brightwing player. Had a great cleanse come through before on Febatron. Blue team trying to snipe this red side siege camp. They want those pumpkins, but ETC is there. Does not have mosh though. Fortunately, can't go in. There was a 4v3.
Yeah, and Vikings stealing the other one up top.
Yeah, there's bribe stacks coming in handy. Blue team going hard on this this bottom fort, bell tower on this map. We've got Bouncy Knight coming through with the reverse amp. Gets polyed though. They do pick it up right before this altar appears down on the bottom lane. Vikings look like he wants to take those pumpkins while everyone's distracted. He's doing a great job. 11k XP contribution so far on the Viking.
Oh, they're engaging under this tower. It's about to switch sides.
Misery. I think his B button's broken there.
Yeah, it might be. Either that or he's set it to the same button that he uses to right click, so he can't move without B-stepping anymore. Oh, good knockback and polymorph on a bouncing up, but they couldn't finish him off.
He is so keen. He is going back in with that.
He's got no fear.
No fear whatsoever. We do have the mosh back up. Misery going hard into those cannon towers.
Yep, that water elemental's going to stop him too.
Of course, those pumpkins are coming through with the bell tower to back them up. It's not going to be enough, but it looks like they're doing a bit of damage to that middle bell tower. Blue team getting very close to that 16 talent tier. Going to push them further ahead if red can't catch up. You're going to see the next altar come up in the next minute or so.
They really want this tower back. They don't want to have to fight over these objectives now. Missing a tower, that's definitely not ideal.
No. ETC trying to take it back. We've got the Leoric ultimate coming through. He marches straight through that. There's 2 red players that do pick up that middle bell tower. 1 bell tower left for red. They're 2 levels down. It is a 6 missile hit from blue. 3 altars up. If they get all 3, this could be...
Yeah, that's GG, yeah. Even if they lose one, it'll still be GG.
Yeah, they do have Vikings, so they're putting all their focus on that top right altar while the Vikings
Oh, it's a
the other
decent
2.
one, but the knock from Hephaestus, the force push.
And that is going to be a GG from the blue team. Very well played from the Vikings. Good tactics from the blue team. Good grouping. I think red just couldn't keep up.
Oh.
What's your take on that game, eh?
On the game as a whole, or the players for MVP?
Look, your choice, mate.
Look, I think... look, I really feel for Febitron at this stage. She's copped 3 games in a row against Bouncy Knight. And it's always going to be rough. Bouncy Knight playing sensationally as Lucio. No fear whatsoever. Totally in control of the timing on his amp it up. The switch to speed. Getting away at the right moment when he needed to. He just had everything under control. He knew exactly what he was doing the whole time, and the enemies just couldn't outpredict him. He got snagged a couple of times, but had his switch to speed and amp it up ready to make the quick escape. I think the taunt might have worked if the team was ready for it, if they had a shot caller screaming it out. But I mean, obviously, because the teams are random, a lot of people don't necessarily know each other, and it can get a little bit chaotic. I think ETC went for a couple of decent ultis. He went for that one single one against Misery. I think he tried to get 2, but the force push from Li Ming was always ready. Boris put out a decent amount of damage. I did like Unthunder's healing. I thought there were a couple of key moments where she really kept the team alive. Some of those polymorphs worked really well as well, but the team just didn't have the coordination to really seize the moment in the moment and secure kills, so they couldn't pull through. I'm a little bit torn. I feel like we kind of have to give it to Bouncy Knight just because it was such a sensational game on his behalf.
Yeah, he played very dangerously. He did he finish his quest in the end? I kind of lost track of it towards the end, but he was quite on track to get it.
Chase the base.
Before Red hit level 10, so I'm assuming he got it. We had some great plays from Unthunder as well. Some great cleanses coming through. Great blink heals. She did top Bouncy Knight by about 8k healing. I think Red really lacked the damage. Taking Taunt on Varian, it really makes him a solid tank, but it kills his damage because you're losing out on Colossus Smash. And I think they needed that extra damage to really get some picks. Because Lucio would just speed boost them away if they were in trouble. And they had the blink on Ming and the jump on Hanzo and the unstoppable on Lyric. Like, they all had escapes. Vikings was just doing his thing in every lane, getting the objectives. It was a great play on that final altar phase, getting the 2 altars on the left and bottom side, while the rest of blue concentrated on the top right. Look, I don't know if Wolves had an MVP tonight, but I think he did very well, and he enabled his team.
Yeah, actually, the Vikings were solid.
I think Bouncy Knight did a great job, and he was very cheeky, Lucio. Like he knew when to get out. of course, Aureus smashing the damage once again. Well, why don't you want to give MVP to Aureus, Ak?
Do I have to say it?
Is it because he's a dirty Hanzo man?
It's because
Is
he's a
that-
dirty fucking Hanzo. That's why.
Ah.
Look, credit where credit's due. He's pumped out the damage in both the matches we've seen him in tonight. I just feel like it's not game-winning play. It's consistent. It's reliable. He kept safe. He played appropriately, but I feel like. I mean, would you look past Bouncy Night for that though?
Look, I wanted to give it to Wool personally.
Would you? I don't. Yeah, I reckon Vikings contributed.
I'm not sure if this is rounding. Oh, it is rounding down, but he only had like 3 or 4 deaths throughout the entire game as Vikings. His team was doing a great job of utilizing that, freeing up the heroes in each of the lanes and going for those ganks. And he really enabled that to happen. My vote is for Wool.
I can go with the Vikings on that.
Alright, done. Very honourable mention to Bouncing Knight, of course. Great Lucio play. Let's go,
Thanks for the host, Ardra.
With picking up
Well
quite
done,
a good amount of healing, but we decided to give the MVP to Sonya because he had the most hero damage in the whole game and the most kills in the whole game. So, and his spears on all the little guys, the little squishies, really helping win the team fights.
Good job, Mav.
They just had too much CCs for us to handle. That's all it was. If they, that's all it was. But it's good.
Yeah, it was a pretty AIDS comp. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'd be mad coming up against it.
My favorite thing was when we were in draft. I was just like, I don't know, there are a few squishies. I could go Nova, and then we went, oh no, with the Hanzo, we should probably go Tracer just as you banned the Nova. And we're just like, oh, that worked out quite well for us.
It wouldn't have bothered me if we had more CCs. If we had more CCs, then Tracer, no worries. I just would have cocooned you and then raped your whole team, pretty much.
Yeah, we're glad we banned the Brightwing off you guys.
Yeah.
Why'd you ban my Brightwing?
Because it's your Brightwing.
Because it's you. And it's
Because we need to get rid of a support. Which one do we reckon, Lucy or Brightwing? And then we might, it's BFG. What's going to annoy him more in that Brightwing?
Yeah, my third game in Lucio. Thanks.
Alright, so... Well, you guys clearly haven't seen Unthunder play Brightwing yet. It's just as scary, trust me.
You
have
and BFG
actually.
should have a support group together.
She
wanna
lost
see
when she
this.
played against us, but she actually played an excellent game like last week.
Yeah, this game was pretty good too. I didn't mind some of the key heals there. It's I really feel for Febitron at this stage. I think she's played against Bouncy Knight 3 games in a row, which is always going to be rough. But we actually gave it to Wool this time round. We thought the Vikings play was sensational. He actually finished up on the final score screen with 0 deaths. That is obviously rounded down. He did cop 2 or 3. But for a Vikings to come out on the final score screen with 0, that's quite impressive. He spread out nicely, captured the pumpkins when he needed to, and captured the shrines while his team was holding the enemy team off. So well done, Will.
Dragon Shot. Always seem to end the night on Dragon Shot.
I love Dragonshire. Who says the night's ending, buddy?
So we've got Hephaestus and Ava as captains for this game.
You're sounding a little bit hoarse there, buddy.
Yeah, look, not doing great, but look, we'll push through
Are you sick? Are you?
the game. Yeah, no, I think
Oh,
this will be my
no.
last one. But look, we'll do it. We'll persevere, and we've got an ETC ban straight up.
ETC is still a reasonably popular band.
Dahaka. I think ETC is good. I don't like picking him fairly early because there's a lot of counters to him these days. Not so much when he first came out, but yeah, there's a lot of range, like knockbacks and stuns and poly,
yep.
and yeah, there's a lot of different things that can interrupt him. Even Uther with Divine Shield is a great counter to it as well, and of course it works well with him as well.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, the synergy between Divine Shield and Mosh Pit.
Yeah,
it's hectic.
Got Dino picking up Diablo again. You've of course played Diablo in Game 1 tonight. And Ming and Liara coming through. Who was on Liara last game?
I think that was Misery last game.
Yes, yeah. So hopefully we'll see Raz surpass Misery. He did play a good Liara last game. But yeah, like death doesn't mean as much for Liara as some other heroes. They do of course get the full the full hero's worth of XP, but he doesn't have as much downtime. We've got a Greymane and Uther coming through for the blue team. Solid combination. Quite a good front line coming up on blue so far. Where do you think Red's going to go with this, Egg?
Look, okay, Sonya ban. I think that is pretty standard though. They need. So far, there's a decent amount of CC, decent amount of health. They need to be wary of the Greymane living into the back, killing that Li Ming. I think Leoric's a decent pick against Diablo though, with the Drain health. What's it called? Drain Hope. We haven't seen the Azog pick yet though.
No. Are we going to get an Azog carry?
We could. Let's not discount Ava is pretty decent on the Li Ming. I dare say Andromeda will probably pick up the heal. Lucia has been banned though. I think, there's 4 people on the blue team who know Andromeda's picks. So, okay, yep. So they're definitely looking to outlast in the fight. The Lily blinds combined with the CC from Murden will shut down Greymane's attack. Like I said, Leoric I think is a decent counter to Diablo. He's got both Unstoppable and Percentage Drain. Orius has picked up the Hanzo again. Maybe he'll win the MVP this time, make you proud. And the final pick of the game will be Dark-Sided Azog. Azog, of course, one of the top players in Australia. And he's picked fucking Genji.
Genji?
Why you do this, Azog? Why do you want me to hate you?
What is Azog these days? What number Grandmaster?
I don't know. Oh, there we go. No, that's his player level. I don't know. Where is Azog? We can't look at his profile now that we're in the
You can't right click the right side team anyway. But you can the left.
That's interesting.
We'll take play by play this time, Egg.
I would love to, buddy.
Go for it.
Well, in summary, we've got the match starting. Sir Dino on Diablo, Ardra is on Uther, one of her stronger healers, in my opinion. Orius on Hanzo, has put out some sensational damage tonight. Krotik on Blaze, haven't seen Krotik play Blaze yet. Hephaestus on Greymane. Got Loke on Muradin. Loke always performs well. Andromeda on Lili, one of her comfort picks. Raz on Leoric. Haven't seen that one before. Ava on Li Ming. She always plays a solid Li Ming. And of course, Darksided Azog on Genji. We're going to see whether or not he's going to roll face with that pick in a minute. Oh, and he cops the first damage of the match, but Red Team is in there to back him up. He's just baiting out the Crotech. Crotech is not going to be able to kill the Genji. He does not do enough damage. A nice orb there from Ava. She's getting chased down by Aureus though. She needs to dodge. Yep, she dodged the arrow. That's good. Raz, of course, just fighting it out 2v1 in middle. Aureus using the terrain to get away from that little Genki there. We've got 3v4 down bot. Beg your pardon?
Yeah, both teams kind of congregating around those bottom 2 lanes. You've got Ming splitting off the top. I think we'll see a lot more of a bruiser build from Blaze in this game. Even with the tank build, you can deal a decent amount of damage, especially when they have 2 warriors on their team.
Top lane has been left alone for a very, very long time. Hephaestus there just now in time to get XP from half of the second wave, I believe it was.
Yeah, they're pretty even on XP so far. Aureus taking on 3 of them in middle.
They've gone for the gank up top on Ava, but that blink, of course, allowing her to get away. The orb not hitting anybody. Wouldn't matter if it did. Ardra would be ready to heal him up straight away. Andromeda's come to give her a bit of backup, give her a bit of time to get her health back. Red does have the advantage in bot lane. Crotech's going to be hard to kill, but he won't be able to take that shrine. Ardra is leaving top lane. Now is the chance for Ava and Andromeda. They know it was only Uther who went into the bush. They know it's not really a trap. They can see Hanzo and Crotech on the map. The Greymane has just come into vision though. Raz is just constantly keeping himself nice and healthy with the Drain Hope on the various characters. I think he's been going for Uther because the bigger health pool to chunk it down. He is copping those arrows like a boss though. Some Hanzo arrows straight to the face, finally goes down. Azog trying to get a little bit more damage onto Ardra to stop her from protecting Crotech at the bottom shrine. But the damage isn't going to be enough. Crotech with the self-heal, Ardra with the stun for self-defense and 2 heals of her own is going to be able to definitely out-heal their damage. Azog is struggling for mana. He's going to go back, just touch the well.
Ava in a bit of strife up top. Had to back out the wrong way, but her teammates are there to back her up.
They need to be screaming about this because Aureus has just been left alone in middle.
And he's got the drag.
Yep.
Good pickup from blue team. He's copying both tower hits at the moment though, but Ardra is in range to cop that instead.
Just use the Uther to soak a couple extra tower shots.
Yeah.
I like to clear the minion wave first and walk in with the minions because that way you don't even cop 1 tower.
Yeah.
It's not always possible later on, but early game, usually the first dragon you can manage it.
So we've got 2 towers and a gate here. Slight damage on that fort, but not really too much. You don't really see much out of the first Dragon Knight.
Especially not before 4 minutes.
No.
Ooh, with the Greymane assistance, might have been able to get a kill on Loke, but he gets away in time. Loke or Lock? Lock, I think it is.
It's Lock. So it's a 4v4 down bottom, mid lane is left empty, and we've got a tank battle happening up top. Raz spraying Dino.
The damage goes down on Aureus, but Ardra has got his back. Was that Locke who just copped it there? It was. Blue team
playing very aggressive.
Yeah, looking for the steal on that. It is 4v3 in blue team's favour if they converge. Yeah, they timed that nicely. They knew that Locke was down on the Muradin. Managed to get another pick on Ava there for the Li Ming. If they chase into that tower though, Azog probably is trying to bait them on purpose. Oh, Greymane with the leap over the wall, very nicely done, but sacrifices himself in the process. Lower level 1v1, always worth. Not worth for the blue team in this particular instance. They do, however, have the Mercs firing at the tower. It was going to do that anyway, of course. Leoric gets the kill onto Diablo. Unfortunately missed that one. But very nicely played. They should be able to kill that siege minion before the minions get in range of that fort. They will lose the second tower though by the look of it. Krotek, of course, not likely to go down easily. That Blaze tank is pretty real. Oh, and Genji getting a nice pick on Aureus as Hanzo there in middle. Missed that one as well, unfortunately. How's my camera work today?
Yeah, Genji's quite a good counter to the old Hanzo.
Yeah.
A bit like the counter to Chromie. Just dive in hard, and there's not a whole lot you can do.
Well, Hanzo's main defense is being able to leap over terrain. Unfortunately, Genji is one of those. He is the champion of the game where he has the ability to do whatever the hell he wants and just follow you over any terrain you leap over. And if you're going to shoot him with an ulti, he just hits invulnerable. So, you know. The Dibble's ulti comes out. He's fighting over that top shrine. Raz is not afraid of him though. Oh, the Drain Hope gets interrupted with a flip. That 1v1 is going to go differently to what it was before. Of course, down bottom, Lily with the heals, desperately trying to keep her team alive. Ava getting forced out by Krotek. Andromeda now copping the brunt of the damage. Loke getting out in time, doesn't go down. They will be able to make it to middle before that shrine gets captured though, so they're not in danger of losing that that dragon. Raz going to come up any second now and start laying into Diablo. He has used both of his stuns. Perfect time for Drain Hope. Takes about a third of his health, his total health pool.
Yeah, blue team level ahead here. They've got both shrines capped. Leoric's just taking top back. But they did have the number advantage, or it's going to drop to the...
yeah, of course, the Dragon
Azog's Dragon Blade.
He was waiting for it. He was sitting in the bush waiting for the Hanzo to reveal himself and then just jumped on him.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see as much damage from Aureus' Hanzo as we have in previous games tonight. Just because Azog is really targeting him.
And just like that, Red gets both shrines. Blue team does have a couple of people there ready to block. What they really need to do is just secure the kill on Raz, though. If they can take him out, they'll be able to fight outnumbered down in the center. Of course, they do have 4v3 at the moment. Aureus with an excellent stun there, an excellent stun ulti. Loke has come in for the assist. He's going to get the slow on Hanzo, but the Divine Shield protects him, saves him, gets him away. Hephaestus follows as well, very, very low on health himself. The tower, the top shrine has been capped by Diablo though, so no danger of losing the dragon. This has been a pretty good game so far.
There's a bit of comeback from Red, almost even XP again. Raz dropping his ultimate, blocking off Dino from getting to that shrine. Quite a creative use of it.
Yeah, if only they had bottom shrine at the same time.
Yeah, it's hard
might have been able to cap.
to make a dent on that blaze. So with that talent advantage for blue right now, they really want to pick a fight. See if they can't get a pick. There's a brief advantage they have.
I think that was a cursed bullet coming out of Hephaestus there towards Greymane, but missing unfortunately.
He did dash out of the way. Classic Genji players.
Yeah, when you're in danger, just use one of your abilities. It's probably going to save you. That's what I think about the Genji. And they're going for the gank on Krotek. 3 of them on Krotek, however, he does not go down easily. Trying to use his health regen to keep him alive for a second there. The Dibbles Apocalypse getting all 3 of them on it. Ava copping it massively. The Flame and Krotek taking her down. Very nicely played.
1v3, still gets a pick, doesn't die.
That
Great
apocalypse
play.
hitting all three of them was sensational.
Yeah.
If that didn't come out, he would have lost that for sure. Dino managing to secure a kill on Raz at the same time, probably while he popped it. Oh, the cursed bullet onto the Muradin after the... Oh, I think we need to hit pause. We've had a Raz leave.
Yep. Don't even know where pause is on this computer.
Do you want to...
Back in right now, by the way. Yeah, you see a bit of variance at level 1, but there is a quest for him to collect health bulbs, and when he uses his trait, he becomes unstoppable. And because his ult he picked, Combustion, it requires you to channel for 2.6 seconds. So if you get interrupted before that goes off, you do nothing. Like you do a little bit of damage, but the real big thing is at the end of the channel. So he's obviously gone for a more bruiser based build.
Most people, I think, take Combustion.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. Like you do see a bit of variance of one. I do like the slow while the oil's ignited, because you want to do damage while they're running away. Like I don't mind the extra slow on the oil, but it really, like, you're hamstringing your kit by not going the slow on the oil. Extra damage on ignite, of course, providing that extra DPS, and the oil on the charge is excellent.
Yeah, especially if you've gone the oil talents a little bit earlier as well.
Yeah.
Well, the only one I didn't talk about was the Greymane build, and let's look at it.
It's
cocktail build. Yep, pretty stock standard.
Yep.
Stock standard cocktail build for the Greymane. We've still got this never-ending battle going on up top between Raz and Sir Dino on the Diablo. Oh, and he's taken the Entomb to try and secure the kill. They're going to get it. Rip 100 souls, I believe that is. Yes. So he's going to come back with considerably less health pool. And less spell armor. So he's gone for the 25 spell armor talents, which will be gone now. Oh, Ava, unlucky. The orb hitting the the single lone minion instead of the siege minions.
Yeah, they got a great push coming through bottom. Of course, that magic aura doing great work against the minion.
Genji going for the knockout on the Hanzo, but of course, oh, excellent ulti!
That was payback.
I was about to say, Genji with his string of abilities that give him a free escape from death whenever he wants, wasn't watching for that arrow at the end. I don't think he could have done anything about it, to be honest. He used his dash, his leap, and his invulnerability already. Greymane going for the kill on Ava, not quite enough. She's in serious danger, though, if she doesn't get back in on those steps here. Aureus instead firing at the Muradin to finish that guy off. Hephaestus has copped a fair bit of damage. Ardra's still got plenty of mana left, though. Plenty of healing left to go on these guys. They can keep pushing if they want to. The battle up top is still going. Leoric should probably consider going back any second now to try and save the core. Because it's no good if you kill Dino one more time while your core is dying. They might not get... Yes, they will get through the shield. Those siege minions now wailing away on it. A few more to come through to distract the damage from the core itself.
Warrior's doing a great job of creating some space with that split shot.
Yep. Oh, a nice little stun there and a follow-up orb from Li Ming, managing to take out the Uther. Yep. Well done, GG. Well, look, I didn't mind that match. It it did feel a little bit one-sided to the blue team. Red team was struggling the whole time, but a couple of those key kills on Hanzo were casting doubt on the situation. Of course, not topping damage this time, instead getting beaten by Greymane. We've got Krotek on Blaze, however, with 0 deaths, most siege damage, a decent amount of damage tanked, especially considering his team. It was a reasonably tanky team there. Highest XP contribution, apart from, of course, Leoric, who spent the whole game soloing up top there, copped 3 deaths, only got 2 on Diablo himself. I think one of them might have been finished off by Greymane, that's why it's not showing 2 there. But did a pretty good battle. I feel like for MVP, this is a tricky one, because no one thoroughly stood out to me.
It was a very split battle. I think red team's draft let them down a little bit. Blue team really had the front line with the Uther, Diablo, and Blaze to cop anything Li Ming could throw at them. And Genji top damage, but Genji is really a finisher, or it can pick someone off on the flank. And because Ming couldn't actually do the damage, Diablo had that spell armor. We had the Oath of Divine Shield. There was no, it was 11-6. They only got 6 kills because they couldn't get in there and get the damage they needed to do. But as for MVP, I think Krotek with that 1v3 was very impressive down bottom.
That was pretty solid. I also didn't mind that finishing ulti from Aureus to snag the Genji. It gave me the feel. So I'm happy to go with either of those two.
I think Aureus did very well, especially against the Genji. He got him a few times, but yeah, he did get revenge with that Dragon's Arrow towards the end of the match. I'm happy to give it to Aureus because he's come so close so many times tonight, and he did a great performance this game as well.
It's been a long time coming.
A very, very honourable mention to Krotek. Top 3 stats, didn't die once. Great 1v3 fight down at bottom.
I like to ask him who wants captain and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I do. I pop in and say, hi, how you going? Good luck. Who do you want as captain? Ready to go. Get down to Ryan about 3 minutes later.
Alright, I'm just going to change the stream around a little bit.
So you're in big screen now? Big visuals of Ag?
Less visuals of Ag now. In fact, no visuals of Ag.
The shame. I'd stop watching. Don't have the eye candy. Not going to watch anymore.
Did you just call me eye candy?
I did. Compliment for the day. And first ban ETC.
Look, we don't need to pretend that I don't know what I look like. I talk about it all the time.
So why you would doubt I'd have to call you eye candy is beyond me. You should have just taken it as a given.
I don't normally hear it direct though. I normally have to deduce it.
Who are the Chow Goal people? They're scrolling over a Chow Goal ban.
Ooh, I can't see it. That's different. So you can see who Red's banning.
Yeah, just who they're hovering over.
Yeah, Ivalia likes to do this. He's a bit of a smart ass. He'll ban Gull and then next he'll ban Cho.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's his way of saying it's not going to matter.
You don't intimidate me. Thunder? Locking in the Brightwing. currently has a level 70 something Brightwing, so expecting big things out of him.
Okay, so Korean Gang Squad in Twitch chat. Is this the voice that you're talking about? Is this the deep voice or is it the other one? This will be interesting.
I wasn't reading what's in Twitch chat, so I was kind of a little bit lost on that conversation. But we do.
He reckons someone's familiar. Sorry, go on.
Okay, so we have on the red team, they've locked in a Stukov and a Sonya, and blue team have locked in a Brightwing and a Muradin.
Yeah, Sonya's a pretty good start. Okay.
So it doesn't look like he was locking in Chow. I guess Loban.
I'm surprised to see a value on Stukov as well. He's normally pretty quick to pick his Probius.
Really? We were playing Team League last night and he didn't bring that to the table?
Were you on his team?
Yeah, we played a few Team League games. I think we did 2 or 3 last night. I think he did a Zeratul, a Genji, and a Tracer.
Yeah, I think two of his favourite characters at the moment are Probius and Zeratul.
We have a Dahakaban.
Yeah, good map for it. Also, because blue team's already got the global with Brightwing, I guess they're just sort of eliminating the global response with Dahaka. The only other one really is Falstad, but there's a few picks left, so...
Or a Zagara.
Yeah, that's a good point.
She can be pretty mobile once she gets to level 10. Kalthazard and a Hanzo. I think red team's going to have to go another bruiser / tank because although Kalthazard and Hanzo put out a lot of damage, they are pretty squish.
By the way, thanks to Iyasu for the host. I see you all the time in ANZ chat, buddy, and you should join us one day.
Definitely. In-house is lots of fun. It is open up to everyone. So Monday night, 7 PM. Join us if you want to be a part of us.
Alright, so Stitch is rounding that off. We do have Holy Grail on the Hanzo. Always quite dangerous. Notice that blue team did pick up the second global with Falstad.
Yes, they did.
It's going to be interesting. Did I tell you Andromeda is making a theme music for us?
Yes, I was a part of the conversation that night. There was a lot of genres put out. So, and I listened to some of her music, so I think it's going to be very exciting. I think she's going to do it justice.
We've already seen a draft. It made me pretty emotional.
Ooh. Will it be same kind of song, just different genres or different things to change it a bit?
Yeah, so the melody is a recognizable melody, but so the one we've got is, I guess, a sort of an epical classic kind of genre. It can easily be made into a heavy metal song as well, and maybe one day we might even see a techno version.
Brilliant! Oh, I can't wait for that.
Very much looking forward to that. So,
oh, hello!
Welcome, Ardra. Snuck back in.
Look at these teams.
Leoric's not making his way to the gate. Hopefully he is there.
Yeah. Well, do you want to check?
I will hop in quickly. I find my. Where are they hiding? Oh gosh, they're above us. Sorry.
I think he is there. They're saying he's there.
He's there.
Just psyching him out. Nice way to start the game. Nothing like a
Yeah, just a little bit of
start the game.
psychological warfare.
Yeah. Keep him on the top. Hanzo, very
And still gets picked by a stray hammer shot.
awesome. Tried to save by Stitches though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just couldn't get it off. But
Nearly had
beautiful. Oh, Sonia, spin out of there.
Oh, that's a bit hectic. Oh, I forgot the results from the last match. I'm just going to go do them quickly.
So Stukov's gone the growing infestation, which expands that arm, which in that middle lane was really quite distracting for the blue team because they just were having a lot of trouble trying to get around how wide that arm was. So that's going to be probably good for him coming up in team fights. In saying that, Healer's gone down to 1v1 Valor. Felstead finding himself in a little bit of trouble against Sonia in the top lane, having to retreat. Going back up with no mana and no health is a bit risky, especially near Sonia with that spear. It didn't work out too well for him because he did die.
No, he was waiting for Lyric to come, but it was a big risk.
Yeah, you stayed a bit too far beyond the gate.
Looks like a little bit of a stalemate down bot. It's a dangerous lineup there.
Yeah,
I missed it.
Very nice of Stukov. So Stukov ran round the back, put that infesting or lingering out, which when Brightwing and them tried to retreat, had to go through it, got picked off.
I value with a nice slow followed by the silence there.
Yeah.
Very solid.
Beautiful grab from Steel. His hooks are impressive.
I'm pretty sure he's playing with lag as well. I think he's American.
He is American. He is playing with a little bit of lag. We had him in the last game.
So very early Merc capture there from Blue Team. Making sure they're on their way when the objective comes up. Unthunder, of course, will be able to global teleport all the way up to her teammates when they need her. Holy Grail's going to be left behind a little bit.
Perfectly timed.
Muradin was doing a lot of damage to KT. Actually forced him back despite Red Team being 3v1 against him.
Very nice pick from, they thought they were going to get the kill on Blank, but they managed to just body block and corner Stukov, so he actually was just taken out as the objective started. Valor on the middle objective, Leoric and Sonia fighting over that top one, so blue team getting a lot out of this bottom middle objective. Because Hanzo down bottom has just cleaned up that siege camp, so...
Stukov's come for the assist up top. Now that both of them have a healer, I think Sonya's probably going to prove to be the stronger fighter. Blue team does have a talent advantage though, so Muradin's come up for the assist. Vala's there now. The bottom shrine, of course, has been fully captured. It's 4v4 up here. I value copying obscene amounts of damage.
He had the Brightwing there, but if you're that low already, it's very hard for a Brightwing to get you up very quickly, whereas Red Team just had to sustain with the Stukov and Sonya there.
Great AoE damage from Puma as well. Managing to secure a kill for his team. Puma, I don't think I've seen Puma before. Is he new?
I think he is.
Yeah, again, that lurking arm.
Oh, that's 203.
He's doing very well with his roots, as you can see there.
Yeah.
Oh, Leoric's going to be able to capture the last little bit of that shrine. Just before he has to run away. So, Red Team just looking for their lane comfort here, I guess. They've been struggling to sort of keep up with the Merc push, the manoeuvring from the Blue Team, particularly with those globals. Those globals, they make a big difference on this map. Blank is nearly out of mana. He's not going to be able to stay in that lane for much longer. He will get the heals from Unthunder and stay safe, but he does have to go back. You can see him doing it now. Of course, global character, going to be able to just fly all the way back in.
Red seem to have been fighting back most of this time. They are. Oh, it's going to be very on the mark who gets level 10s at the same time. There is a massive team fight over that siege camp, but Stukov is just staying with that lurking arm on the cap to try and silence the blue team from taking it, but they did manage to capture that siege camp.
I'm surprised Red didn't follow it up. They had the numbers. But I guess they just didn't know where the blue team was, so they had to play it a little bit safe. Sonya coming down now for a bit of backup. It's going to be 4v5. She goes for the stun. The Entomb comes out. Oh, and the combination KT and Hanzo is devastating with a root followed by an immediate stun. Doesn't quite get a kill though, but it takes blue team down to very, very low and worrying health levels.
Yeah, Red Team have got a little bit of advantage at the moment because they got those bruisers pushing top. The siege camp was pushing bottom, but the objective is up at bottom. So Blue Team have got to make the decision to go clean up top lane before they can cycle down to the bottom lane and try and capture that temple.
I did like the gust from Polstad into that Entomb because it didn't actually get anyone, but he managed to blow 3 of them back into it. Unfortunately, it just wasn't too much effect.
Poor Unthunder copped the full combination from Kel'Thuzad there, taking her from full health to nothing in less than 1 second.
There is a little bit taunting in the team chat here. Bro was a bit sad about that. Stukov's reassuring him that he shouldn't be afraid of death. Oh, fella caught in that lingering arm again, lurking arm again. I'm really impressed with the lurking arm and how much of an impact it is having on these team fights. He's just landing it behind the blue team, so every time they try to retreat when they're getting quite low, they're having to go through that silence, and it's really helping the red team quite significantly.
Definitely thinking about the placement, and that in conjunction with KT and the stitches, it's just awesome. And Holy Grail's doing a lot of roaming, so they have a good idea of where blue team is. He'll be able to spot anyone.
Yeah, and they've got that vision advantage from Hanzo as well, so he can just throw out that vision arrow.
He needs to do it now because he's about to get ganked by Muradin. No damage to back it up though. He's going to get out nice and safely. Steal Sin with a recovery allied hook, and that lurking arm preventing the vault escape from Vala. So you can see how she just she wasn't trying to walk around them. She was just standing there shooting him. It's because he was probably trying to cast his vault and it wasn't doing anything.
It's lovely under the Sonya as well because Sonya can just stand on that, and if anyone like Muradin or Leoric tries to go up against her, they'll get that lurking arm.
Yeah, and Muradin, part of his devastation is the stun, of course, and then the healing he gets from Thunderclap. Has he gone for heal on Thunderclap? No, it doesn't look like he might. He's taken Thunder Burn for the second strike, but I think the heal is on level 13.
Leoric might
so
find
much
himself in
damage.
trouble up the top. 3v1.
Blank taking a free tower down there. They've been very good with those Merc captures from bot lane. Still seeing going to try and slow him up. He is alone though. His only assistance is going to be Stukov, and it's going to be too late.
No,
It's in time.
Coming.
Very nice.
Nice timing.
So how did he root those guys? What's the ability Stukov's got for...
If he's, has he? Yeah.
So it's the Volerant reaction.
Yeah.
So if they have weighted pustules on the enemy
Yep.
while inside of lurking arm, it roots them for 2 seconds. Oh, nice shove on Blank to save Stukov's life.
Violet is coming down to help out.
They got the Hanzo pick. And the Stitches pick.
Yeah, I thought Blank might have been about to fall inside the tower's range, but not quite. Up top, Aureus has finished capturing that top objective. Blue team nearly finished with the bottom one.
Leoric is trying to escape the KT Sonya combo.
Just finishing off that middle tower. Plenty of experience in mid for red team to collect. KT clears up that wave pretty quickly. Nice and easy. Did you see Bounty Knight playing Stukov earlier on? Were you with us then?
No.
Oh, it's devastating. He just sort of stands around and lets people get close to him and then slaps him with that gigantic meat hand of his.
Such a satisfying slap as well.
Oh, Sonya's got herself in a bit of trouble up. And they did manage to pick her off. She was trying to do a sneaky Merc camp, but Leoric pinged it and the team come up to help, which managed to get the Sonya.
Ooh, red team going for the boss here. Blank might get vision of it. He's busy dealing with those siege minions.
Hanzo's putting out the arrow just to give them fair warning.
Yeah, they've got it.
Sometimes risks are worth paying off.
Yeah, I mean, they knew the rest of the team was up top, so...
That top fort
Nice
is going to
gust
drop.
lane.
Those night camps are pretty dangerous now.
Sets them up quite nicely for the next 2 temples as well.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, look at that combo! It's devastating!
I know, it's almost as good as an ETC mosh pit. They had 3 of them in. Not only were they silenced, they were rooted so they couldn't even get out of it. And they managed to get a pick on Felstead. Nice
I think
jump.
it might be a keep here.
This Hanzo's just not afraid.
Oh, good teleport away from Brightwing, saving her own skin there. Vala, however, going down to the Kel'Thuzad combo. That boss isn't going to get any further. It's not going to break through the shields. Sonya is already on the top objective, though. Might be wise for them to maybe just head back to the second one and secure a second keep and lay out plenty of damage on a third. Falstad has spawned. He does have the global, remember, too, so he can get into a fight very, very quickly if he needs to.
This Stitches is really landing.
Ooh, the gust? A gust? Yes,
Placing
a
himself
gust.
behind red team.
And the shove.
Oh, that did not work out for him. It was a good gust, but KT wasn't in any real danger, so he had time to just sort of lay out his combo.
I think it was a perfectly timed shove as well. So the reinforcements that Felstead would have had were just put out of position.
Yeah.
And Sonia's like, oh, I got the first temple, so I may as well just go along and get the second temple
Yeah,
while
why
they're
not?
doing their own thing. Red team are going back for the push on core.
Or did Muradin leap in there? He's got no escape.
I
Manages
think
to get out
he
of
used a leap to get out, didn't he?
I value copying half of his health and damage just from that tower. Vala going in for the kill, not quite able to get it though, unfortunately. I think they've just accepted the fate on the keep. It's probably going to come close to dying, but not quite. If Red Team had a focused it instead of aiming for the core, they would have been able to secure it, and that is going to be a dead Leoric. No! Gets away. I think I saw 97 health there.
Aureus with a sliver of health trying to finish off that temple.
He's got it.
That's his job done.
Puma
So
trying
that-
to finish off that keep. But they managed to get the kill on Hanzo. That's going to take away a lot of damage and combo potential for the red team. The shove to get the Muradin away. Steel Series just happy to cop that damage, wants to keep them inside his bile.
I don't know, Sonia's there, waiting for them. Very nice, interrupting that capture and... Unsundra actually managed to soak that. I thought Red would secure that.
Somehow Aurelius got knocked out of it. I'm not sure how. He might have got... Did he get haymakered? No, he
I
took
missed it.
Avatar. So blue team's going to finally win a decent team fight. That's going to give them a massive comeback potential here. They do need to defend that core immediately. No, it's actually not in that much danger. If there was a catapult or two there, that would have been very different.
Good work, blue team. With those picks, they've got back to same talent parity.
Yeah, and that's an important one too, level 20.
And they've got the 4 out of the 5 down, so it's giving them the opportunity to get camps, clear those lanes back, get a little bit XP, and get themselves in a healthy position for the next team fight or objective.
I think Red just overstayed their welcome just a touch. If they had been shooting the keeps instead of the core at a couple of stages, they would have secured all 3 keeps by the end of it, by the end of that tower fire. So they're just starting to spawn now. Blue team got so much experience from that team wipe. It's really put them back in contest for this game.
Boss is up again, so that's also something they've got to watch for as well.
Red, I dare say, needs to just plain engage. They need the Stitches to come in. Everybody does have their ulti ready. I value getting caught out a little bit, copping some damage. Holy Grail trying to poke with his long range. Stitches goes in with the ulti. Aureus with the capture on the Leoric, separating him from the rest of the team. He's getting focused hard though. He's going to go down. Leoric is still just fine, but Vala starting to cop a bit of damage. No, she's going to be all right too. Red team is copying it. This is a comeback moment for blue team.
So Leoric imprisoned their healer, so that really put him out of position to help, which helped blue team section off those 2 red guys and get the pick. By the time he come out of the Leoric's prism, they were too low for him to do anything.
The vision on Leoric key here. He's letting his team know exactly where the red guys are, preparing them for the engage, so they can't get taken by surprise. That night camp is going to take that keep if they don't stop it immediately. And here we go, the AoE from Kel'Thuzad.
Also, when the objective first started, Leoric went down and just face poked Boss as well, thinking that Boss was up and tossing up with a Redwood contest objective or go Boss to try and get that advantage.
They know that a boss here could mean victory for either team. Red team does have a keep in front with a full health wall, but if they cop a team wipe, fighting over the boss, that will probably mean victory. Okay. Red team's decided to go for it, but blue team can see. Holy Grail's getting the vision up there. Stitches goes in with his Putrid Bile. He does have the extended effect of it. Aussies goes in with an excellent grab onto Blank, but gets wasted very, very quickly. The stun arrow comes out from Hanzo, but it's not going to do enough. The Entomb from Leoric captures Hanzo at the back there. Surely he can just leap over terrain. No, Leoric goes down. Stitches absorbing plenty of damage. Brightwing is in serious trouble. The hook finishes her off. The fight over the boss point is real. Blank managing to gust everybody off it for the steal, but his team is down in numbers. Red team will probably be able to defeat this boss before it causes any serious damage. However, the shrines are coming up. If Red team captures both of those shrines, they will win the game. It might be worthwhile for them to just abandon the boss and go straight for the shrines. Stitches is hanging out there just to cause a little bit of trouble for Muradin. Holy Grail comes in to try and lay out the damage, misses his first arrow. Stitches ulties to try and catch Muradin, but it's not going to catch him at all because he has a leap. He can always get away. Leoric goes hard onto Holy Grail, but Holy Grail leaps terrain to get away. The bottom shrine is contested. 2v2. Puma is coming in. If he takes him by surprise, he will get a kill. And down on Leoric, but Muradin leaps away just in time. Those
missed the grab on Muradin.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Would have secured a second.
Sonya just spiked Falstad, leaped
I didn't see it.
and spun him out. So he managed to take the Falstad pick and the top objective as well.
The manoeuvring from blue team there was really clever, the way they split their globals to get those objectives and deny red team, but red team focused that bottom one and got a few picks.
Yeah, I don't think they saw that Sonya coming up top. Otherwise, they wouldn't have left. Was it Falstad alone?
Yeah, Falstad alone,
Yeah.
but Bella come up and managed to do the pick. That objective was just enough to take red team over the line. Good game, red team.
Very, very good game. Very, very close too. What are you feeling for MVP there?
I really liked KT. I really liked KT. Stitches had some awesome. I keep calling it a hook. I don't know.
Yeah, hook.
Despite the lag that he's apparently playing with, and Stukov for that lurking arm. I mean, Sonya did a really good job soaking when the team was pushing that bottom lane and securing the objectives. And Hanzo was awesome as well for red team. But I did like Davala as well. She had some really good picks and a lot of damage that secured a lot of kills. Falstad, I really liked his gusts into the tomb of Leoric.
Oh yeah.
I think Falstad was those gusts and was positioning of team fights helped them to try and gain back what ground they were.
But it was disrupted by Stukov's.
Yeah, I love the Stukov. His lingering arm, his roots with the lingering arm, and his slaps were great. Like he was an ETC and healer and displacement all in one, and he just executed it great because in those team fights he was putting that lingering arm out at the back, so the blue team were really struggling with retreat because when they did, they were getting owned by doing so.
Yeah, I really liked Stukov. I'm happy to give to Stukov with a mention to KT. What did you reckon?
Yeah, I wanted to vote for KT. I thought he was nailing those combos and he was nailing them on people that he could kill. He knew that he needed to go for Brightwing and Falstad, and that's where he unleashed everything. He didn't waste it on Muradin. To be fair, Glugs played a decent Muradin. He was nice and disruptive, but he also escaped quite a few times on a sliver of health. With Muradin, that's such a good tactic because you just regen all your health back. With other tanks, sometimes if you leave a fight, it's almost as though you may as well have died. I mean, you spare the XP for the enemy team, you spare the death timer, but you're out of the fight. With Muradin, he just sort of needs to leave for a few seconds, hang around, and he can go back in. So I thought Glugs played a good Muradin, but the combination from Red Team was just far too devastating. The route from Stukov on Evelio was very nicely used. A couple of times he got the heals and the route by popping the pustule on teammates and enemies at the same time, and then using his silence to capture it. It's a complicated combo, and positioning is important, but he pulled it off well. But when in combination with that route from Stukov and the silence, and then the ulti from Holy Grail, and then the additional route and the pure damage from Kel'Thuzad was absolutely devastating. And I was very impressed with his combos there. There was one really good gust I saw from Blank that went back towards middle wall in front of the keep. I thought Red Team were done for a second there, but Blank was just a little bit too isolated. So when KT realised that the rest of the blue team wasn't nearby, he just stopped what he was doing and threw out the chain to hook arm a second guy coming from above. I believe it was Leoric. Unleashed his full combo on Falstad and took him out. And then of course Leoric's walking away with half health, not able to do a whole lot. And Red Team just sort of came back for the win. The gust on boss was also good, securing the boss for the blue team. It made it a nail-biting conclusion. If Red Team had got that boss, I feel like the game would have ended much more easily. But yeah, because the boss was up, was on its way right before the shrines came up, so they could have just let the boss go to core. Someone would have had to defend it, and they could have just taken the shrines. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That fight was an interesting one to watch because it started off. It's one thing I don't like to see is when there's a boss up and like they had vision with Hanzo, so they knew blue team was there, and they had the engage with Sonya, but they still sort of hesitated, and they weren't taking control of that side of blue side's side of the boss, so that just allowed blue team to ultimately grab it off them, even though they had 2 down as opposed to Red Team's 1 death.
So we've got effective. I mean, like we all loved the Stukov and the KT, but we've effectively got 1 vote each at the moment. So Mischief, you're going to have to make a presidential decision.
Oh, I think I'm going to have to go Stukov. They all. It
was an awesome game.
It was an awesome game, and it like I love the hooks, I love the leaps from Sonya, I love the gusts from Blank. I think that if he didn't do those gusts, blue team would have lost the game about 7 minutes earlier. I think it was just an absolute pleasure to watch all round. So picking one person's a bit unfair, but I was extremely, like, you see Stukov being played quite a bit, and it's ho-hum.
Not quite that way.
But I was extremely impressed with the Stukov and the hooks from beginning to end. Like, he didn't plateau as the game got on. It was just like, whoa, that's cool.
Evelio it is.
Right.
Let's go give them the good news.